Welcome to the Born for Better podcast, where it's about better health, better wealth, better self. And I'm your host, Devin.djwan. And today, what I'd like to discuss with you all is never stop pursuing your calling. Listen, there's been something that's been put on your heart, on your soul to do. Now, you may not have all the details about it. You may not be able to give somebody the overall blueprint, say this is what we're going to do at this particular time, on this particular day, at this particular moment. You may not know what that's going to look like, but you also know this, that something's been put on your mind to do. Something has been given to you. It's calling you. It's compelling you. It's not nothing that you say, I want to put it off for tomorrow. It's not nothing you say, it can wait. It's not nothing that you say, I could just, I could take a break from it, whether that's a few months, a few years, a decade. It'll always be there. No. This is a calling. This is a calling that has been given to you, and people, they're not going to understand it because it's been given to you. It hasn't been given to them. It's been given to you. And there are going to be times in your life where you're going to be tried for your calling, for what's been given to you. You're going to be tried for it. You're going to face those bouts of rejection. You're going to face those fears, those doubts. You're going to face that people are going to want to pull you away from that. You're going to face that people are going to lack understanding. Because you may not in the very beginning be able to articulate it. Now, of course, as time goes on, maybe you can articulate it so that they can understand, but they may not in the beginning. That's okay. That's fair. But you know what? If what's been put on your heart to do, if what you've been called to do is something that's going to help a lot of people, listen, sometimes you're going to have to put some things on hold, put some people to the side. You're going to have to press pause on a lot of different things. And then that could be perceived as, oh, this person doesn't care, or this person, they don't understand how I'm feeling about the situation, or they don't care about me, or whatever the case may be. And hopefully that's not it. But when you understand that there's something that you're supposed to be doing that's of great importance, you can't stop the flow. You can't stop the mission. Right? It's just like out on the battlefield. If you're on mission and all of your comrades are dependent on you to get certain things done, and you just stop and get distracted, that can mean you or your comrade's life, right? Or that can mean that something potentially bad could happen. So you can't stop the flow when you're on mission. Also, the other thing too to think about is, there's going to be these moments where you're going to be super duper focused, and there's going to be these things that want to pull you from that, and it's going to feel good. It's going to be a great distraction. It's going to be filled with great moments, and you're going to want that. Part of you is going to want that because it takes you away from the suckiness of the mission, because the mission is not always fun, if it ever is fun, until, of course, you reap the reward that comes with the end of completing the mission. But sometimes you're going to want to move off that path and say, man, could I see myself doing something else? You're going to ask yourself that. And here's the thing. I want you to search inside yourself. I want you to go deep. I want you to search as far as your eye can see, as far as your mind's eye can see. Right? You know what I'm talking about. See past all of the illusions. See past all of the fantasies. Take the veil off of your eyes. And if you can honestly look all the way down that road, and whatever distraction, pleasures, things that are coming to you right now are worth losing what that is, then by all means, go ahead, hop off the train, stop the mission, and go pursue that thing that has taken you off the path. And you know what? For some people, that's going to be the right choice. But if you know deep down in your soul that it may feel right, it may look right, it may have all of the temptation and bells and whistles that you are looking for, but you know that if you go and you don't pursue what you've been called to do, how much regret that would fill you with, how much hurt that would fill you with, how much pain that would fill you with, then by all means, you got to complete the mission. You got to stay on the path. You got to stay the course. And the thing about missions, they do have a day of completion. And you can come back to certain things. If certain things are still there, if certain people are still there, certain places are still there, you can come back to them. Here's the risk. They may not be. And nor should they have to. People, places, and things evolve, they grow. That's just a part of the life. But for you, you got to know what's right for you. You got to know that. And some days it's going to feel like you got a full grasp of understanding of, what your calling is, what you're here to do. It's easy to make decisions because you're feeling real good about it. And other days, you're going to say, what the heck? I have no idea what I'm doing. And the decisions are hard to make because I have no idea what I'm doing. You're going to have that. But here's the deal. Once you accepted the mission, right? You accepted everything that came with it. Once you accept the mission, you accepted everything that came with it. Once you heard the calling and you finally responded, because you probably heard the calling plenty of times, but you may have ignored it because you filled it with, you filled your life with so many other different things that were distracting you and pulling you away from it that felt good. Now, at the time, it probably was bad distractions, or what I like to say, something that was disserving you, doing you a disservice, right? But here's the deal. As you get over the lower aspects of yourself and you start to evolve and you start to, check your ego and you start to listen to what's on your spirit, right? That's when the calling starts to occur. Okay. And I'm not talking about this in any type of religious or biblical sense. However, if you receive it as such, as long as the message is getting through, then that's the key. And the message here is pursue that calling, right? So if you're hearing that and it's pulling you, it's like a gravitational pull, and it's getting stronger and stronger. All right, it's gonna keep knocking. You just gotta answer the call, and then once that happens, like I say, once you've adhered to the call, like here it is, and it's gonna feel like one of the best things ever, but at the same time, it may be one of the most confusing things. It just may be, because now your whole world is getting flipped upside down. Everything you once did, all of a sudden, you're like, wait a minute, why was I moving like that? Why was I doing that when I could have been doing this the whole time? And it's only because, hey, you didn't answer the call back then. And it was probably due to some form of programming that has been deeply embedded. But now that you're hearing that call, and now that you finally answered it, it's time. It's time for you to pursue it. Because you don't want to live your life with that regret. You don't want to live your life being pseudo fulfilled, right? It's not true fulfillment. It's a pseudo fulfillment. It's you settled. You settle for, okay, that's just the way it is. That's what we're doing. But you don't have to. You do not have to. You can make that choice. And again, people, places, things, they may not understand why you're not present anymore, or why you've become distant. They may not understand that. It's because you're pursuing something, right? And so when you know you're pursuing something that's great, something that's beneficial, something that can make a big difference, sometimes it can seem overwhelming. Sometimes it can seem unfathomable, unimaginable. And you can, feel like you're going crazy. And I guess they say, if your dreams don't scare you, then they're not big enough. But if they scaring the heck out you, you're on the right track. And it could change everything. It could change everything you once knew. And you got to know that it's going to change it for the better. They may not feel like it right now. You may have that sucky feeling in you. Why do I have to put off this? Why can't I go visit this person? Why can't I go do this person? Why can't you're going to ask yourself a billion questions. Okay. But when you're pursuing the calling, when you're moving about in your purpose, things will start clicking along the way. Certain mile markers that you hit, you can say, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing it. It may hurt, but this is why I'm doing it. Nobody has to understand but you. I want to reference a movie real quick. I don't know if you all have seen the movie, The Book of Eli, with Denzel Washington, right? Denzel Washington is playing this character who's blind, but he a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, the dude got all of the fighting skills. He coming up against people who are trying to indoctrinate and or program people to be a certain way, to do a certain way, ruling them by fear, ruling them in such a way where it's tyrannical. And he's on a mission to shed light. I don't want to give away too much, so I'm really going around the things that's happening, the tools he's using, what he's pursuing, because I don't want to give the plot away or anything. But literally, he's trying to shed light into this dark, dystopian world, and he's on a mission to get something somewhere so that light can be shed, right? And he comes across certain moments where he sees them getting hurt or harassed or things of that nature, and he keeps telling himself, stay on mission, stay on mission, stay on mission. Now, he may go off mission if he feels as though he can make a difference, but it's that calling that's compelling him. He knows that this is his mission. It's nobody else's. So if he chooses to get distracted by something, that's going to be on him. And he stops the light from being shed. He stops the bigger picture from happening because he is distracted by something that, even though it could be, alarming or drawing, and he wants to, assist and help in some way, it can actually stop the masses from being saved, right? So to save this one person or to help out in this one area, this place, town that he may be in, it could stop him from reaching his ultimate goal. So I'm gonna just kind of leave it right there. Now, of course, it's the movie, so there's gonna be a whole bunch of action and adventure and stuff that's gonna woo you. And of course, like I say, he's gonna go off a little bit, but the point of it all is that he stays on task. He stays on task. And so when you see the movie and it gets to the end, you'll see the importance of why I just said what I said. So you got to be able to do that. And like I say, it's not always going to feel right. There's going to be times where it is going to, have that suckiness attached to it, where you're like, no, I want that. I want to do that. I want to be with. And here's the thing: complete the mission first. Complete the mission. That's it. And then once you do, like I say, now you can go back. Hopefully things, are still there. People are still there. Places are still there. And then you can come back and explain why you had to do what you had to do. But explaining it now, you're probably going to sound weird. Probably not going to sound right to people, unless they also have that calling on them too for something else and a mission that they're on. Because now those type of people can understand one another, because like, man, all right, you've been feeling like this because you're pursuing this. Yeah, I've been feeling like this because I'm pursuing this. Oh man, we got stories to tell. We can relate. We got common ground, yada, yada. But, if people don't understand what that's like, what that feeling is like, what that compelling calling that's on you is like, then they won't understand. That's okay. That's okay. So I just wanted to hop on here real quick. I wanted to deliver that message. There's a lot of trying times that we all are going through. There's also a lot of opportunities there. There's also a lot of there's a lot of manifestation occurring, but we just have to just keep pursuing. We got to see what that is, and as we keep going, more things unfold. It all starts to make sense. Get to the end, complete that mission. Then it's going to be a new mission. But you know what? Let's focus on the one we're on first. Focus on that mission. Get it done. Well, with that being said, remember this: do better is an action, be better is a lifestyle. Until next time, take care. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this information, get it to people who need it. And talk soon.